Hoi hoi! So, I am 3 weeks into my little project here, and I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. There are probably going to be some changes, and there are some new things that I am working on, but in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I've learned a bunch of things, I've refined a lot of ideas, and I've made progress, and I'm happy with that progress, and I hope to continue making some progress. Speaking of progress, something pretty amazing happened today, and I would be remiss not to mention it. So, being that it is Monday, I think I'm going to write a love letter to this thing. So, without further ado, So today I'm going to write a love letter to the InSight lander, which is so exciting and cool and fascinating and just such a tremendous accomplishment. 7 years ago today, the Curiosity rover launched, and since then we have made a lot of progress and gained a lot of knowledge about space exploration and about just space in general. And with this new lander, I'm very excited about all of the possibilities and all of the new things and exciting pictures that we will gain from this super exciting thing. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big fan of space, and I love this stuff. I love this stuff. Hence the love letter. Anyways, to put this into a little bit of context, we have landed about 8 things successfully on the surface of Mars, and historically speaking, we had about a 50% chance of failing this mission. And we did succeed, and we got this picture from the surface of Mars. And yeah, admittedly, it is a little grainy and the lens cap is still on, but still, look, it's a picture from Mars, which is 143 million kilometers away, and we got a picture in real time, in color, and it's just, that's such an accomplishment in itself. Hi, me from the future. Last minute update. As I was editing this video, this picture came in from the InSight lander, and it was so cool to be able to watch this in almost real time and be excited about the success of this in almost real time, and I'm just so happy that this thing worked. At one point we knew that the lander had successfully landed on Mars, but we didn't know if the instruments were okay or just kind of the status of the lander, and we were just waiting for the lander to send us a beep to let us know that it was okay, and there was just a lot of silence, and everybody was waiting and waiting and waiting, and that meant the lander was okay, and we were going to be able to do a lot of exciting science and learn so much about Mars and about other terrestrial planets and the evolution of those planets, and I'm so stoked. Honestly, I did not know that I was going to be this excited about space exploration and Mars and this lander, but oh, I am just so stoked. And this is just such a monumental accomplishment, and admittedly, we have gotten a lot better at landing things on Mars and launching things into space, and with things like the Phoenix lander a couple of years ago, using technology from that, we had better than average chance that we were going to do this successfully, but it's still a very difficult thing to do, and we did it, and I'm really happy, and I'm just so proud that we have done this thing. And with the new InSight lander, we're going to gain a lot of new insight about Mars. You know what? I'm not even sorry. I'm not even sorry. So the name InSight actually is a backronym for this. I'm not even going to attempt to say it because it's kind of a mouthful. But basically, the mission of the InSight lander is to learn a lot more about Mars and the interior of Mars, which surprisingly, we don't know a lot about. And that is something that kind of surprised me. It's 2018. Why don't we know everything about Mars yet? But soon, eventually, we will, and this is a definite step towards that end. So there are a couple of instruments on board the InSight lander that are going to help us learn a lot about Mars. There's going to be something that drills about 5 kilometers into the surface of Mars and examines how good Mars is at dispersing heat. There are instruments on the InSight lander that are going to measure the wobble of Mars as it goes around the sun, and with that knowledge we're going to know a lot more about what the core of Mars looks like, and there's just so much that this lander is going to do, and so much that we're going to learn about Mars and the Moon and Venus and about planets in general, and it's just such a big step for science, and it's so exciting. And I'm so happy that I got to watch it live with a lot of people and experience this cool thing with a lot of people and learn about all of this cool science with a lot of people. I'm just excited. I am so excited that this is a thing, and I'm excited that I was a part of this thing in my small way. So congratulations to all of the great scientists and people who have worked on this for so long, and I'm glad that it has paid off in the way that it has and that it was successful. Whew. So that is it for my love letter to the InSight lander and to Mars in general and space exploration in general, I suppose. I'm sure I will be talking more about this thing and things like it in the future, and I'm just so excited. Did I mention that I'm excited about this? In the show notes I'm going to put some links so you can learn more about the InSight lander and a lot of different things if you are so inclined. And that is it for me for today. So thank you so much for watching from the top, middle, and bottom of my heart, and I will see you soon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.